I was cleaning the lens, accidentally turned it on, so we might as well just roll, right? Fuck it. I literally just been in the shower for 4 hours almost, that bathroom. I've been in my bathroom for 4 hours since 4 o'clock this morning. It's 8:30. I'm just now getting dressed. Claw, I don't have no cat food. He's running over here like I have cat food. I don't have nothing. I have nothing. I am a broke hole. They pillage my village. They rape my people and they kick my dog. They pillage my village. Wow. No way. Really, Claw? That's how you feel? That's never happened before. I don't have food right now. I gotta get some food, Bubba. He said, when you going? When you taking me? When we riding out? Yeah, you're ready to ride out, aren't you? I'm taking him with me, most likely. I'm probably gonna live in this truck. I don't know, though. I have no idea how this is gonna work out. So, I did reach out to some people. Stuff that I know I can do. Stuff I've done before for people. Facebook Marketplace, you can only do so many posts, right? And then you gotta buy a subscription. You gotta pay Facebook. So what happens is a lot of these leasing companies, these apartment places and stuff, they have filled up their posts, but don't want to justify paying the subscription because how much they do, it will cost them too much. So it's cheaper for them to get a hold of people and pay them to post on their Facebook Marketplace. Now, people will say, well, that's just a scam. Now listen to this. Think about this, right? For a person to go through the effort, right, and tell me that they'll pay me $750 a week, okay, to post all these apartments that he has on Facebook Marketplace, on my Facebook Marketplace, because he filled his up, it does seem fishy. No, it does. But I've done this before, and people do pay. I don't know about $750 a week. That number was kind of high for me. I've only been paid like $300 a week, to do this, not $750. So I'm a little like skeptical, right? We'll go in there and read it. I told him, look, you hit up the right person, because he hit up me. He hit me up. And I've done this. Listen, I've had this. The people send the money in Cash App, half up front. You put the stuff up. You do all the work. Once it's posted, then they send the rest of the money. You guys work remotely. You don't have to do anything. All I got to do is put my location wherever he wants. Vice versa. He's out of the state, though. I always look at them. I always look him up. He is a military man from what I can see. He's got a cross. He's young, so he's got really nice photos. He's military. He has children. It looks like he's in the family. This is the first thing you want to do is look at stuff like this, okay? That's the first thing you want to do is look to see who they are. All that stuff, all right? So when you do that, he clears. He clears as far as that, okay? I told him, look, he said, good morning, can you work for me and earn $750 weekly? I said, possibly, remotely I can. It says, I'm a realtor and I need someone to be helping me post my apartments on Facebook Marketplace. I have reached my limit on how much I can post. That's why I'm looking for someone that can help me post. I told, look, Here's my email. Send me your info, apartments, photos, everything you want me to write up. I'm definitely your guy. I work under Jesus' name. I'm always on the up and up. Here is my phone number. Email me first. We can go from there. I have Cash App for payment as well. Name is Retrospect. Okay? So, if he sends me an email, right, of these apartment complexes, what I'll do is I will go on the internet and I will Google them. I'll see if they're legit places. I'll actually contact the place. I'll call the place and actually see if they're for rent. That type of stuff. You do your homework, right? If it checks out, it clears, okay? I tell the guy, look, send me $100 up front for the day, right? That way I know you're 100%. I'll bust out the work on the computer. Okay. Once it's verified, you verify all the posts on my marketplace, right? You send me the rest of the money. Okay. Here's the thing. That's why he's paying me $750 a month. He has to be able to trust me and communicate with me every time someone messages me, and then me send them his number and say, yes, I gotta act like, I pretty much have to basically act like a clerk, a desk person, a service desk person, which I've done that. That's what I do. And he obviously searched my Facebook, because looking at my profile and stuff, which I'm a global charter. I put that I freelance. I'm a freelancer. I do freelance work. It's very, very important. Image is everything when it comes to business. You hear me? Pictures, everything. That's why I had Margarita take that photo of me, by the way. And the one where I'm on the water like that. She's good. Listen, she's got a touch. She's got the touch. And so do I. The photos I shot of her, people have no idea. They don't. They have no idea. Look, man, you see, if you go on my Facebook, it wasn't windy that day. There was no wind that day. It was nice as hell. Nice as hell. No wind. I asked God to blow the wind so her hair would flip up. And he did. What's crazy is Margarita, it hit her. She noticed. It hit her. She noticed it. And then when me and her got into it, we kind of got into an argument. The sky went gray. It went dark gray. And she looked at me. I looked at her. I didn't know what to say. She's amazing. That's all I can say. She's the most precious woman on this earth. Every woman is precious on this earth. Just as precious as her. We all are. God, that's why I fell in love with Jesus. Because out of all the things that I read, right? The Bible was the only book that I read where God showed remorse. God showed both sides of himself. He showed his anger and he shows his character at both sides. And when you start learning God's character and his firmness, you realize that you hate grace. That's what you do. You learn grace. When you learn grace, your whole life will completely change, flip, completely, just for the better. It'll take time. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work. Nobody wants to talk to him. You got to remember, it's in our blood, right? The sin is in our blood. We were born to suffer because God cursed us. God cursed Adam and Eve and said, you will suffer all the days of your life. You will toil on the ground. You will work on the ground. You will sweat from the brow. You will sweat from your eyebrow. That's what he said. That's what it says. And that's after he cursed Eve. He cursed Eve first because Eve was the first to be led on, which tells you that women are led on easily. They're led on easier than men, which is the truth. And it clearly says that God cursed woman and cursed her. And not only did he say she will bear children in sorrow, right? Which means that when she has children, she's sorrowful. She don't want the kid. It hurts her. It's pain. She will bear children in sorrow, it says, because she's the original sinner. She's the first sinner. That's why he cursed her and said, you will bear children in sorrow, in pain. That was the first thing that came out of his mouth. You will bear children in sorrow, in pain. And then the second word that came out, the second sentence that came out of his mouth, you will only, emphasize that word, only find glory and happiness in your husband. Not in God, not in anything else, not your career, not your kids, not your work, not anything you do. You'll never find true joy until you meet a man that is a real man in Christ. Because if you read Genesis, right? Because right after he cursed woman, right? He cursed Adam, he cursed man. He said, not only will you work all the days of your life and toil and sweat from your brow, from the ground you came, the ground you will go. That's what he said next. Then he said, you will only, emphasize that word, only find happiness in me, in God, in Jesus. Therefore, anything we do as men, as boys, anything we do, period, unless it's to glorify Jesus or God, or to help others in Jesus' name, you'll never find true happiness. Which means that woman will never find true happiness either if she's meant to be with you. Because women find confidence in men, in their man. That's how they find their confidence. The Bible clearly teaches that. And it's the truth. Every woman I've been with, they find their confidence in the man. That's why you see it. Clear as day. The women even look for the men that are confident. They'll leave a man for an alpha male because it's in their DNA. God instilled them like that. So it's the guy's job to become a man, to have Jesus in his life. Jesus is the headstone. You submit your head, your body, right? Your body to the altar, to the cross. You lay your life down before him. You submit to him, right? Which means you stop doing all those evil doings, period. You do everything he asks you to do because he lives in your heart. He's telling you what to do. You know what's wrong because you're in love with him, right? You tend to want to do good for him. You already want to do good no matter what. God instilled that in our heart. But when you love him, right, and you talk to him, you don't do things bad out of shame. Because of that relationship. That relationship is so precious to you because he removed that guilt, that pain that I used to feel, gone. It's gone. It is. And it didn't happen overnight. Everybody thinks that shit happens overnight. It doesn't. It doesn't, which we're about to read. And I have no sugar, all I have is coffee, and it's lukewarm. So hopefully I can earn some money today. I mean, this looks promising. I gotta try to get with that lady today at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, to meet her for that loft. I'm hoping that maybe this guy will send me some money up front. And I get him to cash at me some money up front before I do the work to make sure he's legit. Like $150. I'm gonna tell him like what's like when he messages me back. I'm gonna tell him my situation. Look, if it's legit, he emails me all that. It's legit. I'm gonna have him send me 150. I'll complete the work because it's $750 a week. I'll complete the work because she wants 150. I'll give her 150 for the month. I'm gonna tell her I'll be back. Just hold on to that. I'll be back Monday or Tuesday. And I'll give you the rest of the money. Because then I should have all that stuff done and be able to verify it. Which I'm gonna be freelance work anyways, so I'm gonna be staying in motels and out of this truck. Out of people's backyards, garages, boats, trailers, under the porch. I mean, I'm serious. Under the tree. I will pass out at the rest stop, Walmart. I've done it already. Done it all. I'm gonna be doing it again. This time I'm doing it for not just for travel. It's for the YouTube, documentation, global warming, meeting people, culture. Right now I'm in America, United States of America. So I'm gonna get the culture that is here, the United States of American culture, which isn't complete shit. It's actually a really good culture. We have really good people here. And it's a blessing to live in America, the United States of America. We have rights that other places don't have, which is one, this freedom of speech, which that's number one. Number two on the Constitution is get a gun. It says that, completely says that. It says, we can read it. It says you say whatever the fuck you want, but if you start running your fucking mouth, you gotta get one of these. Which I run my mouth really good, so I have to make sure I got a good one, And I do. It works. Good. I know they work good. I've shot many of them. I've owned many of them. I've never shot that one. My nose itching like crazy. My cat doesn't like this food. She's sick of it. She don't want it. I gave it to her. She ate it, took a couple bites, and that's it. I gave her milk. She's been whining. I don't have anything, honey. The only thing I could think of is, I don't know if, I don't think Claw ate all that wet food, that dry food in the garage on the ground. I think I still got some dry food in there. I can take like a little handful, and bring it in here. Because she's starting to get that age where she can chew on the hard stuff now. And she does like the smell of it, the taste of it, so. I'm hoping Claw didn't eat all of it. Right. If she likes this stuff, this is mostly what she's going to be eating on the boat. Is dry food. I gotta get all this stuff out. I don't have a storage unit or anything, dude. I don't have money. I don't have shit. Mentora, Tormenta, come on, Tormenta, go, Tormenta, go. Tormenta, go. Go, Mentora. Tormenta. Come on. Here. Kiki. There you go. She's old enough now, she can eat that hard food now. She's got teethies now. I know she has teethy because she'd be biting me, teething late at night. Yeah, she's doing good. Good thing I had that food in there. I swear I had a little bit left in the bag somewhere. I don't know where the fuck it's at. We need to smoke and we're gonna read. And then I gotta start doing these applications, all those accounts. Today I gotta meet that lady. Tomorrow we gotta be out by noon. Yeah, this shit's crazy, dude. It's crazy. I got a lot going on, man. It's nuts. I'm happy though. I seriously, I really have been saving up. All that money is real. Everything I've done, all that money is real. Everything I've done is for this. I quit my career, you know? I've dreamed about this since before I was fucking 15, 13. I started dreaming about this, okay? So, when global warming was happening then, which my laptop looks like it died. Forgot to plug it in or turn it off last night. Which I woke up, it was dead. I turned it off, but it was battery was low. I'm kind of upset because I met some kid yesterday. He subscribed, and every time someone subscribes, I always get a link that says you have a subscriber and I can follow back. It popped up that he's following me, but it never showed. I don't know. I don't think he actually. I think he. I don't think he subscribed actually, because I think I had 58 subscribers. He was all asking me about it. I didn't tell him to. You know what I mean? He asked all about me. There goes my filter falling out. It's not a filter. It just keeps the tip open. The filter. It doesn't filter anything. Which now it opened up, so now I gotta roll it back down. Pain in the ass sometimes, you know? Alright. Come on. Maybe I gotta use this one. There we go. Now we're in the game. So, I'll show you the picture I was talking about where I asked Jesus, I was talking to Jesus, taking these pictures of Margarita, and I was like, please let the wind blow. It'd be perfect. Sure as shit. Swear on everything. On my daughter. Look at that, man. Look at that. She's just in pure bliss, happiness. She's got the cross on, everything, the same cross that I have on now. She knew. She felt God that day. She felt his presence. She knew. It was amazing that day. But man, like all these pictures, man, look. I can't wait to get back out with her. I just put all these photos. Like they're just so good, man. She's amazing. I love that dress. There's my backpack. That backpack, I'm telling you, it's been around. I'm happy I got this computer showing you guys these photos. That's the Mary necklace I got her from the actual Mexican in Southwest Detroit. I love these photos, all of them. She's so beautiful. I miss her so much. It hurts. It hurts. You can see how much weight I had. I was 200 pounds. I was a big boy. I love this picture. Trying to send this photo. I'm not sure why. There we go. That's what was going on. All right. This opens up the calendar, though. I don't want Outlook. I thought it was opening up the mail. I thought that's what I was reading. I'm stupid. So we're going to go share all apps. It's got to be fucking Outlook. I got to be able to do it here. I'm just going to do this. We're just going to email my phone. Because I don't feel like opening up my, I want that picture on my phone real quick. So what I can do is just email it to me. Email to myself. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people, I tell them email yourself. They're like, what? Why would I email myself? So you get the photo. Alright. So yeah. We're gonna smoke, read the Bible, and I gotta start packing up, get going. I might be taking off on foot very, very soon. Not only to go meet up this lady, but I gotta see if I get a storage unit, and I gotta try to find some money. I'm hoping this guy messages back soon. I gotta get my Facebook Marketplace, all that stuff. I would be trying to make videos today. I don't know how many videos I'll be able to make, but I have no idea what today is gonna bring. So I just know most of this stuff is gonna be. It's already ready to get packed up. I just gotta find a place to put it, and then start moving it. Which I don't have a vehicle, no nothing, no money, no vehicle. It's all on faith. Everything is on faith. I bank my whole life on faith and planning. In the faith, I work with grace. I'm telling you, dude, if it wasn't for David, I'd be fucked. David hooked me up, man. Thank you. If you're watching these videos, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, fam. I'm serious. I've had weed for days. I still have weed for days. And it's good smoke. That's the nice thing about it. It isn't trim or fucking all this other shit that fucking all these other people will always be trying to fucking give away and shit, thinking they're doing you a fucking solid. Dude, you just gave me trim. Like, what the fuck? You're on some whole ass shit. Like, I get it if you're poor. I get it if you're out there. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I had some people give me trim, actually, and I smoked some of it. I didn't smoke all of it, but I smoked some of it, and it got me high. And I was happy to have it. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, you got fucking operation that you make $100,000 a year, $50,000 a year, and you don't. I'm over here hurting, right? Ain't got shit to my name. You know me, right? And you can't even throw me a bag of shake. You fucking are that fucking stingy. You throw me a bag of fucking trim. You ain't a cool dude. You're just not. You ain't a solid person. You a hoe. That's what you are. You haven't learned grace yet. David knows what grace is. Without knowing Jesus, he knows what grace is. Some people can go through the whole life knowing grace and not talk to Jesus at all. They're saved by believing in him, but they're not going to earn any position in next to God. It clearly says that Jesus was sitting on the throne next to God. That who all works for him are going to earn a spot and a door. They have a mansion. Have you ever been in a mansion? Not all the rooms are the same size. Not all the rooms have the same stuff in there. I want the biggest room that God has. I want the biggest mansion. I want all the weed and all the women in that mansion, which is just Mongo. But the Bible clearly teaches that we won't even be with our people. We'll read it. And we won't be, our love will be for God, not with our people. Our ecstasy and joy will be complete with our Creator, not with our loved ones. That's why it's so important to spend time with them now and do what it is that you want to do in your heart with them now, because you won't have that opportunity again. And if you have had a fucked up life, doing good without believing Jesus ain't gonna help you, because you still have all that karmic debt that you must pay for. And Jesus understood that. God understood that. Because God created natural law that way. That's how the earth works. Negative and a positive, cause and effect. That's how everything balances out. That's why Jesus sacrificed himself. Therefore, all that karmic debt is canceled. Because God knew that it wasn't our fault in the first place. Therefore, he was already saddened that we must suffer for something he's done. This is why he gave a way out. This is why he gave something that you can earn. You can't earn grace. It's given. It's free. God's love is free. He's calling everyone. But the life that you live here, the lifestyle and everything else, working for him isn't free. You can believe in Jesus and not find healing in him. You can believe in him but not find healing in him, simply by not working for him. You got to work for him and help others and talk about his goodness and his glory and what he has done for you and how he does it for you and all those things. You must do all those things if you want God to glorify you. Why would he glorify you and give you everything if you can't even glorify him? You can't even talk about his love or his goodness. You wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for him in the first place. We just read that. We just read that yesterday, recently, day before, whenever. Alright. It says, look at the motherfucking evidence. It's clear as day. It is. It's not hard to see. It says, clearly, you are a God who works behind the scenes, God of Israel, Savior God. Humiliated, all those others will be ashamed to show their faces in public. Out of work and at loose ends, the makers of no God idols won't know what to do with themselves. The people of Israel, though, are saved by you, God, saved by an eternal salvation. They won't be ashamed. They won't be at loose ends ever. God, creator of the heavens, he is. Remember God, maker of earth. He put it on its foundations, built it from scratch. He didn't go to all that trouble just to leave it empty, nothing in it. He made it to be lived in. It says, this God says, I am God, the one and only. I don't just talk to myself or mumble under my breath. I never told Jacob, seek me in emptiness and dark nothingness. I am God. I work out in the open, saying everything what's right, setting everything right. So gather around, come on in, all you refugees and cast-offs. They don't seem to know much. We already read that. It says, this is serious business, rebels. And we're the rebels. We're the rebels that God is calling to destroy the evil. And the only way to know true evil is to know Jesus. It says, the god Bel falls down, god Nebo slumps. The no gods, hunk of wood, are loaded on mules and have to be hauled off, wearing out the poor mules, dead weight burdens who can't bear burdens, hauled off to captivity. Listen to me, family of Jacob, everyone that's left of the family of Israel. I've been carrying you on my back from the day you were born, and I'll keep on carrying you when you're old. I'll be there bearing you when you're old and gray. I've done it and will keep on doing it. Carrying you on my back, saving you. So to whom will you compare me? The incomparable? Can you picture me without reducing me? People with a lot of money? It says, hire craftsmen to make them gods. The artisan delivers the god, and they kneel and worship it. They carry it around the holy parades, and then take it home and put it on a shelf. And there it sits, day in and day out, a dependable god, always right where you put it. Say anything you want to it, and never talks back. Of course, it never does anything either. Think about this. Wrap your minds around it. This is serious business, rebels. Take it to heart. Remember your history, your long and rich history. I am God, the only God you have had or ever will have. Incomparable, irreplaceable from the very beginning, telling you what the ending will be, all along letting you in on what is going to happen, assuring you I'm in this for the long haul. I'll do exactly what I set out to do, calling that eagle Cyrus out of the east, from a far country, the man I chose to help me. I've said it and I'll most certainly do it. I've planned it so it's as good as done. Now listen to me. You're a hard-headed bunch and hard to help. I'm ready to help you right now. Deliverance is not a long-range plan. Salvation isn't on hold. I'm putting salvation to work in Zion now, and glory in Israel. It says, chapter 47, the party's over. It says, get off your high horse and sit in the dirt, virgin daughter of Babylon. No more throne for you. Sit on the ground, daughter of the Chaldeans. Nobody will be calling you charming and alluring anymore. Get used to it. Get a job, any old job. Clean the gutters, scrub toilets, hawk your gowns and scarves. Put on overalls. The party's over. Your nude body will be on display, exposed to vulgar taunts. It's vengeance time, and I'm taking vengeance. No one gets let off the hook. It says, you're acting like the center of the universe. It says, our Redeemer speaks, name God, it says, named God of the angel armies, the Holy of Israel. Shut up and get out of the way, daughter of Chaldeans. You no longer be called First Lady of the Kingdoms. I was fed up with my people, thoroughly disgusted with my progeny. I turned them over to you, but you had no compassion. You put old men and women to cruel, hard labor. You said, I'm the First Lady. I'll always be pampered, darling. You took nothing seriously, took nothing to heart, never gave tomorrow a thought. Well, start thinking, playgirl. You're acting like the center of the universe, smugly saying to yourself, I'm number one. There's nobody but me. I'll never be a widow. I'll never lose my children. Those two things are going to hit you both at once, suddenly, on the same day. Spouse and children gone, a total loss. Despite your many enchantments and charms, you were so confident and comfortable in your evil life, saying, no one sees me. You thought you knew so much, had everything figured out. What delusion. Smugly telling yourself, I'm number one, there's nobody but me. Ruin descends. You can't charm it away. Disaster strikes. You can't cast it off with spells. Catastrophe, sudden and total. And you're totally at sea, totally bewildered. But don't give up from your great repertoire of enchantments. There must be one you haven't tried yet. You've been at this a long time, haven't you? It says, surely something will work. It says, I know you're exhausted trying out your remedies, but don't give up. Call in the astrologers and stargazers. They're good at this. Surely they can cook up something for you. It says, fat chance you'd be grasping at straws that are already in the fire. A fire that is even now raging. Your experts are in it and won't get out. It's not a fire for cooking venison stew. Not a fire to warm you on a winter night. That's the fate of your friends in sorcery, your magician buddies you've been in cahoots with all your life. They reel, confused, bumping into one another. None of them bother even to help you. It says, chapter 48, tested in the furnace of affliction. It says, and now listen to this, family of Jacob, you who are called by the name of Israel, who got you started in the lions of Judah, who use God's name to back up your promises and pray to the God of Israel. But do you mean it? Do you live like it? You claim to be citizens of the holy city. You act as though you lean on God of Israel and name God of the angel armies for a long time now. I've let you in on the way I work. I told you what I was going to do beforehand. Then I did it, and it was done. And that's that. I know you're a bunch of hardheads, obstinate and flint-faced. So I got a running start and began telling you what was going on before it even happened. That is why you can't say, my God idol did this, my favorite God carving commanded this. You have all this evidence confirmed by your own eyes and ears. Shouldn't you be talking about it? And that was just the beginning. I have a lot more to tell you, things you never knew existed. This isn't a variation on the same old thing. This is new. Brand new, something you never guess or even dream up. When you hear this, you won't be able to say, I knew that all along. You've never been good listeners to me. You have a history of ignoring me, a sorry track record of fickle attachments, rebels from the room from the very start. But out of the sheer goodness of my heart, because of who I am, I keep a tight rein on my anger and hold my temper. I don't wash my hands of you. Do you see what I have done? I've refined you, but not without fire. I've tested you like silver in the furnace of affliction. Out of myself, simply because of who I am, I do what I do. I have my reputation to keep up, to hold. I'm not playing second fiddle to either gods or people. It says, listen, Jacob, listen, Israel. I'm the one who named you. I'm the one. I got things started, and yes, I'll wrap them up. Earth is my work, handmade, and the skies, I made them too, horizon to horizon. When I speak, they're on their feet. At attention. It says, come everybody, gather around, listen. Who among the gods has delivered the news? I, God, love this man Cyrus, and I'm using him to do what I want with Babylon. Yes, I have spoken. I have called him. I brought him here. He'll be successful. Come close, listen carefully. I've never kept secrets from you. I've always been present with you. It says, your progeny like grains of sand. And now the Master God sends me in his spirit with the message from God, your Redeemer, the Holy of Israel. I am God, your God, who teaches you how to live right and well. I show you what to do, where to go. If you had listened all along to what I had told you, your life would have flowed like a river, blessings rolling in like waves from the sea. Children and grandchildren are like sand, your progeny like grains of sand. There would be no end of them, no danger of losing touch with them. It says, get out of Babylon, evil. Run from the Babylonians, run from the evil. Shout the news, broadcast it. Let the world know, the whole world, tell them God redeemed his dear servant Jacob. They weren't they weren't thirsty when he led them through the deserts. He made water pour out of the rock. He split the rock and the water gushed. There is no peace, says God, for the wicked. Says chapter 49. A light for the nations. Listen, far-flung islands. Pay attention, faraway people. God put me to work from the day I was born. The moment I entered the world, he named me. He gave me speech that would cut and penetrate. He kept his hand on me to protect me. He made me his straight arrow. He hid me in his quiver. He said to me, you're my dear servant, Israel, through whom I'll shine. But I said, I've worked for nothing. I've nothing to show for a life of hard work. Nevertheless, I'll let God have the last word. I'll let him pronounce his verdict. And now God says, this God who took me in hand from the moment of birth to be his servant, to bring Jacob home to him, to set a reunion for Israel, what an honor for me in God's eyes, that God should be my strength. He says, but that's not a big enough job for my servant, just to recover the tribes of Jacob, merely to round up the strays of Israel. I'm setting you up as a light for the nations so that my salvation becomes global. God, Redeemer of Israel, the Holy of Israel, says to the despised one, kicked around by the nations, slave labor to the ruling class. Kings will see, get to their feet, the princess too, and then fall on their faces in homage, because God, who has faithfully kept his word, the Holy of Israel, who has chosen you. Says God also says, when the time's ripe, I answer you. When the victory's due, I help you. I form you and use you to reconnect the people with me, to put the land in order, to resettle families on the ruined properties. I tell prisoners, come on out, you're free. And those huddled in fear, it's all right, it's safe now. There'll be food stands all along the roads, picnics on all the hills. Nobody hungry, nobody thirsty, shade from the sun, shelter from the wind. For the compassionate one guides them, takes them to the best springs. I'll make all my mountains into roads, turn them into a superhighway. Look, these coming from far countries and those out of the north, these streaming in from the west and those from all the way down the Nile. Heavens, raise the roof. Earth, wake the dead. Mountains, send up cheers. God has comforted his people. He has tenderly nursed his beaten up, beaten down people. But Zion said, I don't get it. God has left me. My master has forgotten I even exist. Can a mother forget the infant at her breast? Walk away from the baby she bore? But even if mothers forget, I'd never forget you. Never. Look, I've written your names on the back of my hands. The walls you're rebuilding are never out of my sight. Your builders are faster than your wreckers. The demolition crews are gone for good. Look up, look around, look well. See them all gathering, coming to you. As sure as I am the living God, God's decree, you're going to put them on like so much jewelry. You're going to use them to dress up like a bride. It says, and your ruined land, your devastated, decimated land, filled with more people than you know what to do with, and your barbarian enemies, a fading memory. The children born in your exile will be saying, it's getting too crowded here, I need more room. And you'll say to yourself, where on earth did these children come from? I lost everything, had nothing. What was exiled and penniless? So who reared these children? How did these children get here? The Master God says, look, I signal to the nations. I raise my flag to summon the people. Here they'll come, women carrying your little boys in their arms, men carrying your little girls on their shoulders. Kings will be babysitters, princes will be nursemaids. They'll offer to do all your drudge work, scrub your floors, do your laundry. You'll know then that I am God. No one hopes in me ever regrets it. No one that hopes in me will ever regret it. It says, can plunder be retrieved from a giant? Prisoners of war gotten back from a tyrant? But God says, even if a giant grips the plunder and a tyrant holds my people prisoner, I'm the one who's on your side, defending your cause, rescuing your children, and your enemies, crazed and desperate, will turn on themselves. Then everyone will know that I, God, have saved you. I, the mighty one of Jacob. Chapter 50, who out there fears God? We're leaving it at that. I gotta get to work. I read a lot. I'm good for now. I gotta eat. I gotta go eat. I gotta fuel up. It's already been 47 minutes, so I gotta message this guy. I gotta get, ready. I gotta figure out where I'm headed. That type of stuff. I gotta plan the day and kind of see. I gotta go talk to Bill and see if possibly he could, drop me off or something, or I don't know yet. I don't know. I gotta get on Facebook Marketplace, and I gotta start messaging people, going through my phone. I gotta start seeing if I can find a place to stay. I gotta find work. I gotta find a job. Get this car running. I gotta get this house empty. I gotta get wheels for this car. I'm hoping my buddy fucking says he'll take it for the money for helping me fabricate stuff and get that truck running. I'm basically giving him $1,000, over $1,000 worth of stuff to help me put that motor in. I got to come up with the parts, but he has all the tools. Listen, he runs a fabrication shop and drives semis. Dude's somebody. And so am I. So I'm reaching out to him, and hopefully we can work something. Listen, man, if I get my buddy to say yes and do this, you guys are gonna see some cool ass shit, man. Listen, my boy's got military equipment, all that stuff. He's got full size fucking trucks. I'm talking fucking military trucks, World War II military trucks and shit. Alright? This guy is somebody. He always impresses me with his knowledge, and I have knowledge that he needs. So people don't understand you can wheel and deal with knowledge. Knowledge has power in it. If you have the knowledge, you can charge people for it. You can earn money. Start learning.